Hi, I'm Jim Morris. I'm a founding partner with a industry analyst firm called Transformer Insights, and I'm coming to you live recorded on the floor at CES 2025 at the IoT M2M Council stand. And I'm joined by Bob Blumenscheid, who is the Senior Marketing Manager of Digi International.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate the time today.
It's good for you to be able to join us. Thank you. So, just starting off a discussion, what do you think are the biggest security challenges that IoT organizations are going to face in 2025?
Yeah, so 2025 is really a different landscape now. Security has been around a long time, and just executing security on different devices, it's pretty clear that it's a requirement, and if you're making a connected device, I think there has been a general awareness that they need security.
Yep.
But in 2025, things are getting real. There's legislation in place and in going now that is really driving a countdown to when you need to conform to this legislation that's out. And every organization with any kind of digital device needs to understand all the different legislation that's out there right now.
Absolutely, and it might be worth talking about a couple of those. So there's the EU Cyber Resilience Act, there's a US Cyber Trust Mark. So for us, we work with a lot of embedded companies, and with microprocessors and microcontrollers. And really, I think the Cyber Resilience Act is the biggest challenge and the biggest thing that people have to look at. It was passed in December of 24 by the EU, and we're sitting here in Las Vegas, and we might be thinking about North America and the Americas market, but this absolutely affects every single electronic company. And the bottom line is, if they put a CE mark on a product, they need to comply with this legislation. Now, there's dates when it's being phased in, and the final date is 2027. So an organization can't say, oh, we have 3 years. I mean, it is time now to start making plans and understanding what's involved with the CRA and the other legislation that's out there as well. Yes, and conversations that I've had around CES have suggested to me that really it is driving action, and there's a lot of people who are considering security of end devices, and when they're considering that, the reason they are considering it is because of the CRA. It's kind of a GDPR effect again.
Absolutely, absolutely. The GDPR drove privacy, and the CRA is going to drive cybersecurity.
Okay.
And go ahead. And so the requirements are really, the kind of the things that make sense about having not default passwords and have protection. But I think the bigger implication is the long-term availability of products, and start thinking about needing to not only ship a secure product, but keep it secure for a 10-year lifetime. And that means updating the products that have shipped with new software to protect from emerging threats, the CVEs, the critical vulnerabilities that are discovered. So it really now companies have to look at software and hardware, and not just shipping hardware for 10, 15 years to meet their customers' requirements, but keeping it secure for 10 or 15 years and keeping software updated. Maybe even 5 years ago in embedded development, there was a develop firmware and ship and forget. And that's just over. Now it's ship and keep updated. And there's no question now that customers will find the requirements of CRA and will come in and say, well, how are you complying? We're already seeing that at Digi. Customers are asking about our plans to comply.
So this is clearly a hugely complicated space. The CRA itself extends towards 100 pages, I think. But what are the resources? Are the resources available where folks can go and find out more about this and what the impact's like to be and what the provisions are?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one obviously is the EU site itself, and like you said, there's hundreds of pages of documentation. And then with Digi, we're really breaking it down. We had existing security services that we had designed to protect products 5-10 years ago,
at the chip level and at the hardware level. And we've built a set of security services that map to the CRA. So customers, we can help customers understand what they need to do and how they do it with their hardware and software. Particularly things like securing their device with secure boot, with key encryption, with encrypting all the data that's going back and forth. Some of those things are obvious. Some things are not obvious, like if you have a JTAG port for debugging or a USB port, you need to encrypt that so somebody can't go in and start hacking it. The big challenge of our products in IoT and embedded is they don't live in a data center or behind a firewall. They're available on the street and people can get them and start taking them apart and figuring out how to hack them. So we offer that, and then on the software side as well, Linux is predominant in this area, and there's vulnerabilities there, and there's requirement to publish a software bill of material, an SBOM, of all the software you use and all the different subroutines and applications within Linux. So we've brought in analysis tools that will let you list that, and then more importantly, a way to triage that list so we can tell you which of those subroutines you're using might be at risk. Maybe there's something you can update to and different things like that. So a lot of tools available to help the journey.
Yes, a rapidly evolving environment, and I guess quite a lot of it's, your offering has changed quite recently. In terms of being enhanced and going further to help customers. So what is it you're doing to help those end customers really make sure that they deliver and support the appropriate levels of security?
Yeah. So we have a combination. We have pre-configured products, and we have application engineers and people who can help them implement those products. And then we have these security services that are designed to work with our hardware and our products. And that's really how Digi differentiates, is there's a lot of different security tools out there, but then if you work with them, you have a fairly heavy lift of customizing that for your specific products. Our services are already customized to the Digi hardware. So it really works out fairly well, and we can get people to market pretty quickly, going through those things.
Excellent, thank you for that. Bob, it's been a really interesting conversation. It's been great to hear your views on this extremely critical space and very fast evolving and complex space.
That's great.
Thank you for your insights.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate the time.